Let's be honest about it. The number one reason that people don't pursue healthy behaviors, healthy food, exercise, is because initially, especially, it makes them feel uncomfortable. And we as a human species hate to be uncomfortable. We want to feel good at all times. And especially in the Western world, we become addicted to the constant little sprinkles and spurts of dopamine going off in our brain. So we seek that feel-good feeling all the time. But you've got to remember, that desire for that dopaminergic surge has compromised our health, now our society, and our very world. Because in the past, dopamine, that little spurt, that little sprinkle, that little spritz that was released when you ate certain foods or had certain encounters, well, that helped you to survive longer and better. So if you ate the calorie-rich foods, you lived longer through periods of dopamine. If you were engaged in sexual encounters, giving you that emotional dopaminergic high, right? You had more children. As a result, your tribe survived longer, better, and beat out other tribes. But now that's all been turned on its head. Why? Because we consume food-like substances of addiction that give us massive amounts of dopamine release. So they're extremely addictive, but they actually shorten our survival, make us sicker and more unwell. Or we pursue random sexual encounters that lead to all kinds of venereal diseases and a host of other problems and chaos in our emotional, psychological, and personal lives. The reality is we fear, we avoid, we don't want to feel uncomfortable. And yet it is that very act of being a little uncomfortable initially when we eat, for example, plant-based matter. We get away from the dopamine surges that are so high and extreme. We get to a slightly lower level of dopamine, but over time the body normalizes its response. And now even just a strawberry or a date spikes nice high amounts of dopamine, and that feel good. But it's the initial getting away from that addicted state to the extreme highs of dopamine that most people never get past. Why? Because they're stuck. They're stuck in the pleasure trap, as some people like to say. They're stuck in that place of addiction. Ooh. Well, I'm here this morning to tell you, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to be worried or anxious or depressed about this. All you have to do is believe. You have to believe that you can get out of this trap. You can work your way through this and then make intentional and meaningful choices and changes to help you get there. The first place to start is with getting more micronutrient-rich foods into your diet. Don't spite the good for perfection. Don't say to yourself, well, I'll never be able to eat the way Dr. Esser does, thus no reason to even try. That's wrong. Instead, you start one bite, one fruit, one vegetable, one salad, one whole grain, one simple thing, and you slowly add more in. And if you're ready for it, detoxify. Do my 4-week detox. Download it today. Get it. Do it so that you can reset your palate a little bit, reset the dopamine levels in your brain, and be more successful. When it comes to exercise, be willing to discipline yourself a little bit. It's okay. That word is great. It is good word. It is not a bad word. You know, many people, they hate this act of having to kind of clean off their body to really harness their discipline because, again, it's uncomfortable. Do not fear it being uncomfortable. I promise you, as you make better and healthier decisions day after day, it will become your new normal. It will feel amazing. You will be proud of yourself, feel greater self-efficacy. It will all be worth it. You can do it.